Okay, I'll let you guys pick. I, 23 female, slept with my roommate, 21 female, and now I don't know how to handle my life now.
Like a little sleepover.
And they were roommates. And the next choice. I, female 21, might be in love with my best friend, female 22, but I'm already in a relationship.
I like the first one.
I think you're going with the second one down there.
I like the second one.
All right, let's go second.
Okay.
Let's go second.
Okay.
Yeah, two people just like falling asleep next to each other is boring anyway.
Okay, so this one. So I've known my boyfriend, male 22, let's call him A, since I was a toddler. A and I were best friends before we ever began dating, and I'd been in love with him for years before we entered into a serious relationship. We were like the it couple in our high school years because we'd been in a more committed and serious relationship than most of our peers. We've been dating for 7 years now, soon to be 8, and I could have really seen us marrying and having children together. Now enters S. She and I met in our teen years when I was 15 and she was 16. We immediately clicked, and she was nice and kind and overall one of the best people you could ever ask to be friends with. She was also really, really fucking pretty, which I think now also helped confirm that, in fact, I was bisexual. She was artistic and driven, which I really appreciated because it helped inspire me too, and I discovered my love for dancing through her. She also clicked with A, and they were best friends soon enough too. It was a really perfect situation, and I'm still in awe of how lucky I am because I got to meet these two. But lately, I think my feelings for her have developed into something more. She isn't gorgeous in the platonic sense anymore. She's so pretty that I want to kiss her senseless sometimes. And wow, she listens and she communicates so well. And I don't understand how she's still single after all these years, because if she'd wanted, she could get a partner in a minute. And I've been feeling so guilty over these feelings because it feels like I'm cheating on my partner, which just sounds downright horrifying to me because there's no love lost for him there. That much I'm more than certain of. He's still one of the kindest people I'll ever meet, and I love him more than life. And it's not even like he's not attractive to me anymore. He's still fucking hot. And he's even started working out during quarantine. And even though things have been so stressful lately, he's kept up a smile. And whenever it gets too much for him, he seeks out me or S for comfort, which is another thing I'm starting to suspect. They're really close.
Damn.
They could spend hours talking to each other, and they go and hang out together without me frequently too. They both have a shared love for video games, which isn't really my thing, but sometimes I'd walk in on them sleeping together. No, not in a sexual sense, but more in the cuddled up against each other and S was too tired to walk to her place, so why not sense.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool. Sweet.
You guys are losing it. S greets him with hugs and sometimes, if she's particularly happy, with a kiss on the cheek, and he's never minded them. Even encouraged the physical affection and forehead kisses, but it's never been anything more. I know that much. I know A loves me. He's more than proved it time and time again in all our abundant time together, and S is an amazing friend, but I can't help but wish for something more. Maybe I'm just kidding myself, but I think she may feel the same too. I've caught some sort of longing looks that she's thrown when A and I get affectionate when she's in the room. And there hasn't been jealousy exactly, more like fondness and sadness. She's never treated me coldly unless I've done something to really fuck it up. And even then, she's always given me fair chances to explain myself or make it up to her, and has always made the effort to clearly communicate what hurt her or how we can avoid it in the future. I don't know. I have no idea what to do. I don't want to lose either of them. I love them too much. Maybe I should come out with my feelings because I don't want to hurt A at all in the long run. Any advice?
Wow. Those are like a million different emotions, like just
That's a
circulating
lot.
just all over the place.
Very complex.
I'm processing.
Yeah. I've never been in such situation before.
This is like, instead of just a triangle, this is like an equilateral triangle. This is a perfect triangle, right?
Yeah.
This is...
What one's that called? An isosceles?
No, equilateral.
Oh.
It's all equal.
What's isosceles? It's just
all
irrelevant.
fucked up triangle. She'd have a better sense of this, but when she said like the look of fondness and sadness when her and her boyfriend are together, how do we know she doesn't like the dude? How are we confirming that it's her? I guess she would know, right?
That is a lot of what people in the comments were kind of like, wait.
Like jealousy over the same guy because they are so close. They fall asleep next to each other cuddling. Come on.
Right.
But let's go with the post, right? Let's go with what she said.
Okay.
If that's the scenario, then I don't know. If you love this guy more than life, but then also you're so curious about this, I don't know what you could possibly do. If you're so curious about one, I mean, I guess it's not a bad problem to have, but also like the worst problem to have.
Right.
Yeah.
Because also, if you're like so in love with someone, is someone really going to make you like kind of turn your head and make you really, really wonder and fantasize about a relationship with them and you wanting to kiss them and just touch them and everything, and you think about how amazing they are? It's a difference between like friendship, love, and fondness.
Yeah.
And then that's just, I don't really know about that. If someone kind of, shifts your feelings a little bit and actually gets you involved with them kind of and attracted to them, then are you really as in love with the person that you're with right now?
That's true.
I know.
That is very true.
I think this is hard. I think, I don't know.
I mean, this could be the most perfect love triangle there's ever been.
I could.
Can you imagine? Imagine the threesome that would occur.
Well, we have an update.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right.
I love the updates. Let's go.
So the top comment on this one, someone goes, because it feels like I'm cheating on my partner. They like quote what OP said. Hate to break it to you, but many would consider having romantic feelings for someone that isn't your partner, that you're not immediately stopping emotional cheating. Advice, talk to your boyfriend about how you're feeling. And so someone was like, yeah, I agree. You should definitely talk to your significant other about this. It probably feels like your whole world might come crumbling down if you'd open this box, but it's way better than having this fester in your heart and eating you from the inside out, especially since you all are already so close.
True.
Mm-hmm. And OP responds, very responsive all throughout the comments. Yeah, it's definitely terrifying, but I imagine he'd feel more hurt and betrayed if I keep it from him any longer. We are close, but I'm willing to accept it if he no longer wants to carry on the relationship, no matter how much I wish against that. I'm just hoping it goes well. For the update.
Yes, please.
Update 1. So I really didn't think I would be posting an update when I post. Oh God, sorry, hold on. My computer is like glitching every time I zoom. So I really didn't think I would be posting an update when I posted the original thing, but one Redditor asked if I'd feel bad if I didn't. I literally only downloaded the app solely for that, so I don't quite know how to link the original here. I'm on mobile, so if anyone knows, let me know. So A and I did talk, and it went really well. To cut to the chase, I don't think I could have asked for things to have gotten better.
Wow.
So we came home with those groceries in hand, and I went straight for the kill. I told him I needed to talk, and he looked concerned and asked me if I was okay and if everything was all right. We both went to our bedroom, and I sat him down. I'd spent the hour, he wasn't here, kind of looking stuff up on Google and thinking about how I was going to say everything. But honestly, with him looking at me as he was, I just went blank. I did spill it like a second after, though. I told him something along the lines of, quote, I think I might be in love with S. And he was definitely taken aback. He went quiet for a second and asked something like, he was clarifying, you think? And I responded in a loose shrug. Looking back, I'm cringing, and I definitely could have done that one better. He asked me if I wanted to break up, and I gave it a thought again, and I told him that I didn't want to at all. But I did ask him if he wanted to break up. And he kind of just looked at me for 5 seconds, and I was about to assume the worst. But he said no, and my God, the relief. I was still hesitant, though, so I asked him if he was sure, and he said he was. I know his body language enough to know when he is lying, and I don't think he was here. But still, I could be wrong. So I asked him if he was really sure, and that it wouldn't be his fault at all if he decided to break up. And he snorted and said if he didn't know better, he would think I wanted to break up with him the way I was pushing it. Humor has been his coping mechanism for quite a while, so I still wasn't sure. But he said something that was more of a surprise than it should have been. He said, and I remember it quite clearly still, it would be pretty hypocritical to be mad at you about it too, because I think I might be feeling the same way about her too.
There we go.
Oh my God.
And honestly,
It is time.
And honestly, I genuinely thought for a second I might have heard him wrong, and I asked him to repeat that in a pure shell shock. He chuckled a little and said that, yeah, we're both in the same boat there. He leaned on me and I let him because I think we both needed it a lot there. I asked him why he hadn't ever told me and for so long, etc. He said he just wanted to mull over it thoroughly before he came out with it to anyone, and that he was really sorry he hadn't told me before. He'd been feeling that way about her for about 10 months now, but he quickly assured me that absolutely nothing happened between them other than said feelings, but he wasn't quite sure they were returned at all. He said he just loved me too much to try anything about it without asking for my consent first, which I appreciated. We talked a lot more honestly than we had in months, and it felt really nice. He told me a lot about what it was like when he first made the discovery and how terrible he felt about it, and how he wanted to be sure about it before he potentially destroyed an 8-year relationship for it. He was the kind of person who could hide emotional pain really freaking well for months because of some early trauma in his life. But he is working on it, and he's in therapy for it even. But when he does start talking, it's like a dam being opened. So I listened as well as I could. He told me he still loved me just the same and that it was still romantic love, and he was confused by that. He explained that while he was still attracted to me like he was before, he couldn't help but feel the same way about S. He really did try fighting that for quite some time, in therapy and when we hung out, but it really didn't seem to work. I could sympathize with him there. We both apologized to each other for hiding it for so long. It wasn't the right thing to do. Both of us definitely have some hurt feelings about it all, but the fact that it's mutual, we both want to work on it to be better for each other and to each other. We considered couples therapy, but I'm not entirely comfortable with that. So I've agreed on trying to settle it ourselves. But if that doesn't work, we'll give it a try. I'm just really happy with the fact that everything's out now. We also talked about our next move. Do we involve S or do we not?
Yes.
Oh my God.
After a lot of debating and a pros and cons list, we've come to the conclusion that we'll tell her and that will offer her a position in our relationship, ?
Wow.
Become a third person, ?
Yep. Come on.
We're just going to offer her to become our girlfriend. That sounds the best. He's apparently done a lot more researching on it, and he thinks it could work if S wants to. All in all, I'm still happy with whatever our relationship is right now, but I know that it can be better, and I'm more than willing to work on it. I still love him so much, but I think it's high time we stop letting these feelings eat us up silently. Thank you for the advice, you guys. I might have not told him as soon as I did if y'all didn't push me, so thanks. I'll be sure to post an update on this situation when it changes. And there is one more.
Oh
my
this is
God.
unreal. I knew it
Never
though.
heard anything
Come on.
like this.
It's the perfect triangle.
It is. Like, I think as far as like a poly relationship could go, like this is the ideal situation.
Can you imagine dating two people?
I think it's like, I think it would be definitely really difficult. Like,
Is like all the dates together? How does this work?
Right.
I'm so curious now. I'm fascinated by this.
let's read the update. Maybe there's some stuff in there.
I'm writing a movie script tonight.
Hi. So this is really old. Wait, really old. When was the first one posted? First one was posted 9 months ago. The update to the first one was 9 months ago. And this came out 20 days ago. Wow. Okay.
Ooh.
Hi, so this is really old, but I thought I'd update. It's been a while since my last post, but I wanted to feel things out before updating again, which, to sum things up, things have been going really well. We're all very happy in our relationship. I trust and love them both with my whole heart. But for the long answer, we sat S down to discuss it with her. We tried being as honest and vulnerable as possible. Wasn't easy, but we did it. And there was a lot of tears, and I was so ready to get my heart broken and feel really shitty. But S didn't give that a chance. She agreed to join A and me to be a couple. And it was one of the best days of my life. We just spent a lot of time together, had pizza parties, kissed and hugged, and watched a shit ton of movies. It was weird seeing A and S kiss for the first time, but I didn't feel bad per se. It was just new. What did feel sort of bad, though, is that a lot of the commenters from my previous post brought up how S probably just wants A and not me. And I'll admit, I actually gave it some serious thoughts at that moment. But then S broke their kiss and then looked at me with those eyes, and she kissed me before I even had time to initiate it myself. And that thought went right out the window. But we did talk about it, though, because I've been slightly lurking in r/polyamory a lot these couple of months, and honesty and communication is a really big thing there, and I want to do this right. I told her about all those comments, how I was afraid she really only wanted A and, well, not me, and the longing looks and the cuddling, and there's a lot of things I expected her to do here, but not what she actually did. She laughed and called me blind, not in a mean way, and went on to explain that I've just been goddamn blind to her advances towards me. Because she wasn't just looking at one person with longing, and she wasn't just cuddling with one of us there. And as she explained it, it made a whole lot of sense. In the end, I ended up laughing too. We talked to A about it later on as well, and had more conversations on how to deal with more probably inevitable insecurity. We did some relationship counseling too, so just a lot of talking going around here. But all in all, dates have been magical and they've been perfect, and I really love them. So thanks for commenting if you did, and I hope you guys have a nice day.
I mean, can you imagine? Just
No.
imagine being in this situation, right?
It would take a lot. I'm so happy for them, because I cannot even imagine the trust that you have in these two people, and just the willingness to take the chance. This could have gone so wrong in so many ways, and just that willingness to take the chance.
Well, and what's interesting is how so first of all, to have an 8-year relationship, you're damn close.
Yeah, 8
you
years.
Oh my
two,
God.
you
Yeah.
two fit you're
A glove.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I guess it's not that far fetched to find someone that if you are so alike and fit together so well, I guess it's not weird to have the same feelings for someone that might also fit into that dynamic, that same, they might
Right.
fit like that as well. So I guess
Yeah.
that's not the most crazy thing.
Right.
But it's just I don't know. I'm just fascinated. It's kind of cool.
It's amazing. I mean, to have that relationship, that comfort, that love for one person, let alone two. I think that a relationship like this would take a lot of work. You have to put a lot more effort to make sure both people are feeling secure, like they talked about, and
For sure.
and valued, and everyone's getting equal time. But I think, extra work aside, I think it could be very rewarding. It's an interesting concept. Poly is something that hasn't really been talked a lot until I feel recently.
Yeah.
That's just a crazy. I'm totally speechless and blown away. I really am. I've never heard a story like that. I mean, I'm happy for them. And I mean, they express their feelings and they're very self-aware, and I really respect that, and I admire them for speaking up and being able to communicate with each other. And clearly they are, on the same wavelength of, trust, because they're able to talk about these things, and no one, blew up and called something off, and it didn't go south. But there's a million thoughts just racing through my head right now about this, even about, the future, what's to come. I don't really know if it comes to if someone wants to get married, if someone doesn't want to get married, what happens in the future, or if one person's feeling different about another person. I don't know. I wish them just the best, all three of them.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that is scary about 3 is now it's not 50-50.
Right.
Now it's 33-33-33, or it could be 66-33.
Right.
If you get two people that kind of get together and say, all right, we're gonna ace out the third, there's always that risk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can you do a 3-person marriage? Is that a thing or no?
I'm
just curious.
I mean, there's the guy that has his show on TLC, and he's got a couple wives.
Well, there we go.
So
it could be happily ever after.
I think
mean,
it's-
this is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. And I think like, I know obviously that show is probably, it's a bad representation of polyamory, but
Right.
there are like a lot of, like there's other things I've seen, whether that's on TikTok or whatever, where like if there are two women, one didn't want a child and the other one did want children. So that one
true.
like
Right.
was whatever. And then it was like the one didn't have to go through childbirth and labor, but they were still like, oh, that's mom and that's dad. So I think
That's
it just,
interesting.
I think it really just depends on each couple and what they want out of life. But it was a good one. This was
Oh
like,
my gosh,
wow.
I know.
It's
just
like-
have the same feelings, and then she comes out, and then he's like, "Wait, yeah, me too."
yeah, like God, the risk. Oh, I would have been shitting my pants like during that, like because the last thing you want is like what?
Well, and you might lose both.
Yeah,
That is really scary.
I know.
I just can't imagine being in a relationship with someone and just both agreeing
Right.
on feeling what you're feeling for the same person and both just having, that connection. That's
Yeah,
mind blowing, but I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
I am.
I know. That's like I think, like I just look at like life, and it's like I just think everyone deserves to like find their person, people, be happy. Like love is love. Just find your people.
It's also scary.
It is scary.